previous session we were discussing about this line item dimension high cardinality, as well as we created a multi-provider, but we were facing an issue, I think, in doing reporting on that. Let us see that error once again. Display data. It was causing a dump, I guess. Okay, it is showing properly. We have fixed that issue on that day, so it is showing properly. Now, this is how it is data. We have to make use of it and with the help of a report. So, go to the query designer. So create a new query. Now, I am simply dragging and dropping all the fields, including value type. Now, if you remember, value type we used so that we can differentiate between actual data and planned data. It's of no use to the user. So, if you supply value type, it will unnecessarily confuse user. Better we should not supply value type. Okay, let us see that.
Slow.
So check the message box. It is saved successfully. Now execute it. From here also you can execute, but provided there should be a portal connection. It will show the output in a web link. So now it will fetch all the data from the underlying target. So it will show you the 8 records as you were seeing over here in the party provider backend.
We don't see anything yet.
Showing 8 records. The reason here you can see query properties. Suppress repeated key values. That's why 1000 is shown 2 times, but it is saying as a single. Now if I suppress, if I uncheck that, it will show me double. So this is what it is showing. Now is it useful for the user value type? It's of no use because it's only for our backend. So let us remove that. Now it is proper. Why balance and quantity are showing as star? Because they are unable to sum it up different currencies and units. Now I'll put in the calculation also, conversion also. So there is a currency translation. That we need to install from BI content, or you can create it yourself also. I might have showed you earlier. Currency translation type. This one, fixed target currency. successfully installed. That will not show up immediately. The translation type is nothing but it converts the currency. You can see it is showing now. Here, if you put E and description, it will show 0HR FIX 0. So it converts to US dollars. Let us save it. Now I execute the report. So you are able to see the output. Now all are in same currency. Quantity conversion types are also there. Okay, this one also installed. Now in the query level, for quantity, use the conversion type. Save it. Okay, it is saved successfully. Now you can execute the report. Now even the quantity should be summed up and shown. Okay, but these are different things. If it is gram, it would have converted to kilogram, but these are EA. EA means each piece like that. So that is kilogram, and this is a piece. So obviously they would not get converted, but still okay. So query properties, remove the value type. So this is how you can supply to the user. Company code, account, all this information on so and so date. But now what it is showing both actual balance as well as plan balance combined it is showing. I want to see in a single row actual balance, in a single column actual balance, and in another column plan balance. Is it possible? Yes. One column actual balance, another column plan balance.
Yes, I think so. Sure.
So in this case, what we are doing is restricting characteristic by a characteristic is called filtering. Now in this case, shall I apply filtering or one more thing? Which one should I go ahead in this case? The first one or the second one?
Second one, right?
Yeah. So in this case, I am restricting the key figure balance by a characteristic. Now what characteristic shall I restrict so that I can get actual balance?
The planning, right? Is it the planning?
The V type, right?
Right, right.
So right click, edit, here V type, 10 is actual. So I can write actual balance. Or I can just copy paste and modify this one, or I can drag it, or one more option, use selection, plan balance. Likewise, quantity also. Is there any other field using which I can restrict apart from this? Check this.
Going for provider.
I could also use the info provider for
Right,
restricting.
right.
So this restriction is called as selection. So okay. Save it. Save it. You can see actual balance, plan balance is coming. Now actual quantity, plan quantity. But user wants to compare them. So actual minus plan, the variance they want. So to get the variance, you need a formula. So new formula. So double click on the formula. Now variance percentage. That is nothing but variance divided by plan into 100.
or you have some percentage function over here. You can use that function as well. In this case, I don't want to show all other fields. I can hide them. Likewise. So I execute the report again. You can see this is the variance and the variance percentage. You can do the same variance for quantity as well. User sometimes a multi-provider will contain so many cubes and DSOs. So the data is coming from where you want to know. You can add drill down according to the provider. This is one of the options. Now if I am creating a new query, will all this be available or I have to create it again? The formulas and selections.
Will be available.
Okay. So let us see. I am creating a new query. I have to create them again. So in real world, certain things are there which will be used across many queries. So they should be made reusable. Yes or no?
Yeah.
So to make them reusable, selection and formula are local to the query. They cannot be used in another query. RKM, restricted key figure, and CKF, calculated key figure. Are global to the info provider. They can be used across all queries of the info provider. can I say selection you have selection, global it is called RKF. You have formula, global it is called CKF. Okay. Restricted key figure. Now you can see over here, right click over here, you have option restricted key figure. So what I have to do? Balance restricted by value type 10. Actual balance. So even this will have a naming convention ZZRKF underscore actual balance. Save the object. This is a query element, so save it. It got created. Now another RKF. Now another calculated key figure. Variance imbalance. That is nothing but this one minus both the RKF's output currency conversion also. Another calculated key figure. Variance percentage. Variance divided by 100 divided by plan balance into 100. Shared. So now they are being created on a query level, on an overview level, on a global level.
So all the global objects are created now. Let us see a new query. Create a new query on this. Now, if you can see, two folders are coming. So whatever you want, drag and drop. See, these are readily available at a global level. You can reuse them. If you directly see the key figure, it will be confusing to you. It is showing variance in balance, it will be confusing to you. So that's why switch on the technical name. By seeing the technical name, you can understand that okay, this is a CKF, and then if you double click, you can't see how it was generated. To understand how it was generated, go to a CPF, check the CPF, then you will get okay, this is how it was generated. Okay, so this is how you can make use of global things, which are very necessary in a real world. The same formula or selection might be used across many queries. Likewise, this set as a whole can be used. Now, if I open the other query, this set in the key figures, I want to use this set in the new query again. So I can save it as a structure. Left hand side it will get created structure with key figure and without key figure. This structure is with key figure. Okay. So I can save it now. So in a new query, I can directly use this structure. But I am not in a position to modify this. I want to use this, but certain modifications I want to do. So in that case, what we have to do is right click, remove reference. Then now you can do the modification. Okay, so this is about a structure. A structure is also another reusable component. So can I remove this actual and planned balance? We cannot remove this because it is still used in the formula. Okay. So you will be getting the output in this pattern: company code, plant. So this is called as a characteristic structure. You can even save this. This will get saved under structure without key figure. Structure is nothing but again a reusable component. If this set of fields I want to reuse, I will create a characteristic structure. If you want to use a set of fields, you can create a structure. Where there can be maximum of 2 structures, one each for characteristic and key figure. You can see this is how you are getting in this pattern. Okay, so this is about the query, different kinds of query designer options. Now we have seen this variance output. If there are so many records and user wants to see them in a colored manner, whichever is causing deviation, that is called as an exception. So you can use a concept of exception. So here you have option, exception, right click, new exception. Less than 0.
have different levels. Good means green color, critical means red, and bad. Different colors are there. Less than or equal to 0 transfer. So you can see the variance in color, they will find out that these are the difference. Now there can be some condition also that I want to see only this kind of data. So you can put condition as well. I will deactivate this. This is a condition. So condition is less than 0. So variance in balance less than or equal to 0. I want to see the entries where it is less than 0. I don't want to see all the entries. So it will run accordingly. So you can see only the 2 records which are not fulfilling it, or which are fulfilling it can be seen. So this is a condition and exception concept. Okay. These are the various query designer properties which can be used while designing the queries. So when you are restricting a key figure based on another key figure, that is nothing but a condition. Even this also, exception is deviation from the result. Okay, so let us see info set. Info set is another kind of virtual provider. Okay. Or for now I will show you virtual provider. Under virtual info provider, we have an option called virtual provider. So sometimes what happens is, in BW, are you seeing real-time information, or is it slightly old information, 2-3 hours back information?
No, slightly old, I guess.
Yeah. If the load is happening yesterday night, it would be yesterday's data, or in some cases like finance, sales,
they might be running an extra load in the afternoon. So in the afternoon you might be seeing, in morning you will be seeing yesterday data, afternoon you might be seeing morning data, evening you will see afternoon data, like that. There may be some cases where I want to see real-time information. So that is where this virtual provider will come into use. Now we will design the virtual provider. Simple to design.
So InfoSat
In
is
our
part of
scenario,
it?
no. This is also another kind of virtual info provider.
Oh, okay.
This is a type of virtual info provider, just like InfoSat and multiprovider. Okay, you have a data source. I am copying this data source, which we used. So I'm using a same file. Any one of the file, whether it is actual data or planned data. The only thing what I have to do is direct access. Allowed I have to keep. So I can access the file directly. Now everything is fine. Just activate it.
So you don't load to the staging area just directly?
Yeah, correct. I'll show you this point. So it's a virtual object. So obviously no loading. Physically data will not be stored. So that is one point you have to remember. Just read the preview data once. Okay. Now I'll create a target for this. So similar to this, I will create target. Create a virtual provider. You can see there is an option, just like multi-provider and InfoSet, there is an option to create virtual provider. So to this, I can use the cube as a sample, as a template, because the design is same. In my case, I am using it. Okay. Now you can see, since I created it as a virtual provider, it has selected virtual provider option, and for this virtual provider, I can fetch data using this DTP for direct access or based on a BAPI or function module. These are codings. So using some codings, I can get the data, or using this DTP. So we are doing using DTP. Okay, activate it. So my source is ready, target is ready. I have to map them. So right click, create transformation. I'm not sure, just trying to recollect whether we do the same step, but let us try. Okay. Now, I guess there is one step which we have to do. Okay. Create a DTP. So in this case, you can see DTP for direct access.
Mm.
Activate it. Okay, DTP is active. I guess there is one more step. Right click, activate direct access. Selected this one. Default save. Now we have activated it. You can see this is a symbol of virtual info provider and clearly saying based on DTP. You have based on BAPI and function module also. So now I don't need to run any DTP. You can see there is no option for execute. Directly on virtual provider, display data I will say. So what it is doing, it will go to my file, fetch the data and show it to me. Directly it will access the file. So my file contains 4 records, it will show 4 records. Okay. Now we will modify the file.
So when you do with ECC table, that's mean you're directly accessing it?
Yeah, correct. So now what is happening is, ideally in what scenario this will be used is, you will be loading some data into BW, but as I told you earlier also, users are never believing BW data. First, they will have some reconciliation method in the R3 side. So using that reconciliation, they will see some overview information. If that is fine, they can carry on with the further analysis in BW. Now, in order to do this, what they have to do? They have to open R3, reconcile, open R3, check the data, open BW report, check the data, then reconcile. But what you can do, you can create a virtual provider. Create a virtual provider on top of your target as well as on top of you can create a virtual provider on top of your table R3 table on top of your data source which is built on R3 table, and then create a multi-provider on this virtual provider and multi and your real target. Using this, you are directly accessing R3 side table via your data source. In BW itself, you are seeing R3 what is the value, BW what is the value. You are able to reconcile. Within BW, you are able to reconcile.
So the purpose is only to reconcile?
Correct. Only for reconcile.
So is that does not slow down part 3 side ECC if somebody is working
Obviously.
on those tables?
Yeah, obviously. First of all, the main criteria is this should not be used by many people. This report should not be run by many people, and also the amount of data access should be small, because you are directly accessing the table. Okay, so we will be informing users that this is the possibility, but be careful to use it.
Okay. Is this lock the table as well if you're running?
No, it will not lock the table. This is one option for reconciliation, and another option is using the real target. They are getting older data, 1-2 hours old data. If they want to see, especially in finance, if they want to see real-time information, they can run the virtual provider on top of the target table or target. They can see real up-to-date information. So reconciliation as well as up-to-date information. Now let us open the file and do some modification.
So I'll be adding few more records. $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. So now you run the report. Now you run the this one. Your source has changed. If you run it, automatically it will fetch real-time information. So by seeing this as an example from file, you can imagine in R3 also, as and when the data is populated in table, if you run this, immediately you will get up-to-date information. So this is the purpose of a virtual provider. Info set. This is based on join condition. Your multi-provider was based on union condition. This is based on join condition. So for this, a common characteristic is mandatory.
So
Without which,
InfoSet is also a virtual provider?
yeah, correct.
Okay.
It is a virtual info provider. You can see virtual info provider is a category. Under that you have multi-provider, virtual provider and InfoSet. So InfoSet is based on a join. So without a common characteristic, we cannot. The default join is inner join. We can also have left outer join. Okay. Now I have two records, material number, material group, 101 A, 102 B. This is the master data. Now transaction data in a VSO. Your transaction data can have material number, month, sold quantity. So 101 May 100 kgs, 103 June 200 kgs. Can I have this record? Is the second record possible?
Yeah, yes.
The master data does not have 103.
Oh, okay.
That is not possible. Now, is this possible?
Yes.
Okay. Now, will there be a scenario
where I am having material but that is not getting sold due to some shortage, people are not willing to purchase it, there is no demand and it's not getting sold. Will there be some scenario like that?
But here you're saying it's sold, right?
Yeah. Now if you see, 101 is getting sold, but 102 is not being sold,
Well, that's possible, right?
obviously. Now like that, I am having hundreds of materials. I want to find slowly moving items. Slowly moving means the one for which either there is zero sales or a little sales.
So that will be quantity.
Correct.
Looking for it.
Slowly moving materials or items. Okay. So now let me put some few more records over here. 103. The group is A. So I am having a transaction data like this. 3 records are there in my transaction data. 3 records in my master data. Fine. Now, even though my transaction data contains material number, month and sold quantity, I can display the attribute material group, right, in the report. Can I use yeah. On the report on my DSO, can I use or can I display material group corresponding to material?
I think so, right?
Yeah, obviously we can display it. Fine. Now, if I want slowly moving item or slowly moving material, which one according to you is slowly moving material?
103.
102. Because there is no transaction at all for 102.
Oh, okay, that way. All right, okay.
Now if again two conditions, like if I say that anything which is not at all sold, in that case 102 is slowly moving.
Right.
If I say that anything sold less than 70 kgs,
Right, that could be 103. Yeah.
then it will be 102 and 103. It all depends on that. So now using InfoSet I can achieve this. But as I told you, InfoSet is based on a join condition. So let us see a join. Default join is inner join. Inner join. So what will happen? Inner join means brings common records from left hand side and right hand side.
This is the basic concept for the table.
Yeah. So if we are doing an inner join on master data and DSO, or like as we say characteristic info provider and DSO, the output will be, first of all fields will come: material number, material group, month, sold quantity. So 101 A, May, 100 kgs.
So this is how it is getting. We are seeing the output because we are joining, and it's up to us what all fields I want to see. I have selected that I want to see both the fields from here and all the fields from here. So totally 5 fields and totally 4 fields, and I am getting only the common records. Okay. Now is this of any use? Like using this, can I find slowly moving item?
No.
No, it's of no use. And moreover, I can say that the same thing you could have achieved on the DSO as well, because even on DSO you can use material group.
Right.
So there is no point in having this. So ideally, you should go with the left outer join. Left outer join. So what this will do is brings common records or brings all records from the object on the left side to the object on which the join is made. Okay, now it's a little confusing part. Okay, we'll see this practically, then you will understand. So first of all, we need some material data to be loaded. I think we have to build the scenario because all the objects are lost. Okay, so I have to first load master data. I'll create this and keep it ready. So tomorrow we can directly see the info set. Again, it will take time for me to create it now. Okay.
So we start from here tomorrow?
Yeah,
So I'll keep it ready and I will show you this info set, what we will be doing it.
Okay.
Okay. All right, bye.
Yeah, and one small thing, like you'll be leaving on Thursday, and when you will be back, Navid?
I'll be back on Monday actually.
Okay, so we would try, like if we are not able to complete by, like you will be in a position to attend Thursday or not?
No, Thursday I'm actually flying, so there's
Okay,
no way. Yeah.
okay. So we'll try to see Wednesday. If it is not we are not able to complete, we will hold it, and once you come back on Monday, then we will resume.
Okay. So you're gonna fly. We're gonna plan to finish it by Wednesday. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, but I don't want to rush also. So,
No. So if it's not, then you said Monday.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. Okay. Bye.
All right, bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.